Welcome to the Daily Nugget, daily property insights, one topic, 20 minutes or less, 7 days a week. Myself, Lawrence Lotze, and joined by Andrew Armstrong, a mortgage specialist and a fellow property investor. And Andrew, the question for you today is about people that are trying to look at their first home and options around the first home partner program that is out there that exists that they might be thinking about or might not be aware about. Can you talk us through this program?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that's becoming more and more of a question from clients and people just wanting to know their options when it comes to buying their house, but they don't have the deposit, or they see the news of all these new homes going up for sale or available through building companies. So the key thing here is it's first home partner. It's an incentive or initiative through Kāinga Ora, formerly Housing New Zealand, and what its goal is essentially to go and help those who don't have the deposit or can't afford a high LVR loan into their first house. There are some, there's quite a few criteria to meet, of course. One of those is an approval with a standard bank that's on the program. I think Westpac and BNZ are involved there. And it's also making sure that you have at least a 5% genuine savings. Kāinga Ora, if you meet that criteria to begin with, would come in here into the program and go, hey, we'll give you up to $200,000 or 25% of the deposit required for that property in exchange for an equivalent percentage in ownership. So in other words, if they were to give you a 25% ownership or deposit, they're going to take 25% ownership in that property. So that's some of the crux of it. There are a lot of rules and hooks and requirements there that you need to check with Kāinga Ora or your solicitor or both. But yeah.
So if you meet the threshold through this program, right, and I guess it's the entry criteria is a certain amount of, or below a certain amount of income, combined income at home and stuff, they take 25% ownership of the property, as you explained at the moment. Does that mean they own that 25% for the life of the property, or you've actually got an opportunity to buy them out so you can go back and own 100% of that property?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So you do have the opportunity, and ultimately Kāinga Ora don't want to own the property with you forever as much as you would want to own it with them forever. They do review it on an annual basis as well, as far as I'm aware, and once you hit a threshold, I believe it's 15 years, they're going to be, hey, you really need to buy the rest of it out or come up with an alternative solution.
And when you're buying it out at 15 years, obviously inflation, appreciation of value, property 15 years from now, that's, Housing New Zealand put, let's say, $1 million property in Auckland, they put $250,000 in it. That $1 million property is no longer $1 million in 15 years. It's now $3 million or $4 million. So their 25% is almost $1 million. Are they expecting you at that stage to a buyout at the current value or at the value that they invested in?
Yeah, they're going to want to have their return on investment in there as well. And that's why you don't want that incremental gains to go too long for the buy in the future. But remember, that if it's gone up that much, you've also got a windfall. So, it's a two-sided coin there. But yeah, you're going to want to consider what the value of that property is going to be after a period of time and make sure that you get on and get it refinanced. I would imagine that, young professional couple buying their first house, you'd be wanting to review it definitely on an annual basis, if not every 6 months, to go, hey, has the property increased in value? Has my income increased? Has my servicing potential increased? And then look to get rid of that shared ownership as soon as possible.
I'm guessing you can get rid of that shared ownership by going to your mainstream bank and saying if your financial position was in a better position than it was a year or 2 years earlier. You can go to, let's use BNZ as we used their name earlier, going, hey, BNZ, yes, I've got 25% from Housing New Zealand. Can I now come from you and you give me that 25% so I can clear it and have full ownership under the property?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you did get the initial loan with BNZ, we'd certainly recommend that you go and have a chat to them first and go, hey, our situation's changed, the property's gone, up a considerable amount. can we get a higher loan to pay out all or even most of that loan back to housing or Kāinga Ora? Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. And one last point I just wanted to ask around this is, people were going, great, it sounds like an option, anything else. What is my entry criteria? What is the stipulations for you to actually put into an application? Couples, single, certain income, what do you have to have together to be able to go out to Housing New Zealand and apply for this?
Yeah, so a lot of that information is on their website. There's a whole checklist, and it sort of helps you guide you through, which is pretty awesome. This time around, the website's actually quite user-friendly. But yeah, long and short of it, again, it's that 200 or 25% deposit, 5% genuine savings. Now there's a bit of a side note on that you might be able to pull out your Kiwis saver as well, get the Home Start grant. Again, check the website. Income criteria: 95,000 for a single and 130,000 for a couple. Obviously over 18, New Zealand citizen. There's a variety of simple checklists and criteria. It's not overly complex from what we can see. And yeah, just obviously making sure that the agreements stand up with the obviously your lawyer and Kāinga Ora, and that you have a clean credit criteria. You need to be able to demonstrate your ability to afford and borrow from the banks, and that you are a good credit risk. If you think about it, if you were going into partnership with anyone you didn't know, you'd certainly want to make sure that they were willing to meet their debt obligations.
Totally. Thanks for that so much, AJ. And to anyone else that has any questions specifically about this topic, please drop it in the comments below, depending where you're listening or watching, and we'll see if we can come back to you. We'll do another Daily Nugget if there's something else you want to know. But as always, thanks for coming over to the Daily Nugget. Daily property insights, one topic, 20 minutes or less, 7 days a week. And as always,